Russia faces a dire shortage of soldiers on the front lines. To replenish its ranks without announcing another wave of mobilization, the Kremlin has resorted to unpopular measures. In a move that jeopardized the country's banking system, Vladimir Putin introduced a decree offering debt forgiveness for servicemen who sign contracts with the Russian Ministry of Defense starting from December 1, 2024.
Russia's financial incentives to military recruits are almost certainly intended to secure sufficient replacements for their steadily increasing casualties, now totaling over 760,000 killed and injured, and averaging 1,523 a day in November 2024, writes the UK Ministry of Defence on social network X.
UK's intelligence notes that debt forgiveness will further strain Russian banks in 2025, compounding pressures from high interest rates and sanctions imposed by the US and EU. Meanwhile, the Kremlin not only forgives debts, but also recruits convicted criminals for military service. One case that attracted attention involved Daniil Sidorov, a priest from the Yekaterinburg diocese, accused of attempting to rape a 19-year-old student. Instead of serving a prison sentence, Sidorov was granted the opportunity to redeem himself by joining the Russian army.
Sidorov will never again serve as a priest, but on December 28th he began a new form of service to the motherland as a private in an airborne assault unit. He sincerely sought forgiveness from those he wronged and was forgiven. Sidorov will not sit it out in headquarters, but will bear the fruits of repentance through self-sacrifice and service on the battlefield. Yevgeny Kulber, Metropolitan of Yekaterinburg and Verkhoturye, quoted by the Moscow Times on Telegram.
Russia is reportedly using North Korean soldiers in combat operations in the Kursk region. According to Ukraine's Defense Intelligence Directorate, North Korean troops are suffering significant losses in the area. Earlier, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky noted that to compensate for its losses, Russia might deploy additional North Korean military units to the Kursk region.
In the Kursk region, more than 3,000 North Korean soldiers have been killed or wounded. Russia is simply discarding them in these assaults. Why should North Koreans fight for Putin? No rational person can answer that. Unfortunately, the world is doing almost nothing to counteract this criminal collaboration between Russia and North Korea.
Despite deploying North Korean forces, the Russian military has failed to meet Putin's objective of regaining control of territories in the Kursk region before the new year.
This is a severe headache, particularly for the Russian dictator. During his latest televised session, Putin was questioned about when Russian troops could expel Ukrainian forces from Kursk. His inability to provide a specific date highlights the absence of any realistic deadlines.
Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief Alexander Syrsky reported that since the beginning of 2024, the total losses of Russian occupying forces in offensive operations have exceeded 421,000 killed and wounded. Overall, Russia's military losses now approach 786,000 personnel. Reported by Katerina Bastun, Yulia Granovska, UATV News.